somehow eking out an existence because of the military presence from the United States. I saw the video. I'm not a traitor to the United States. I'm not saying that Iran or that the Middle East. I'm not saying that Iraq. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have went in there, but I don't think we should have dropped bombs, and I don't think we should have went in the way we did. I think we should have went in surgically. We should have sent in the special forces. We should have sent in the SEALs. We should have sent in special operations. Not this, carpet destroy, with no sense of real accuracy where you just take out innocent people. That's what we did. And I'm ashamed of this country. I'm ashamed of the United States of America under George Bush Jr. that we went in there and did that. That's embarrassing. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Because we didn't make that region better. We didn't make that region any safer for the people. It's more dangerous now than it's ever been. Now you got a Muslim jihadist, a Muslim. You've got a people. They're not even people. You got these savages. If you really think about it, the Middle East is turning into what we see in Africa. That's what we're seeing. Is that what they planned? Is that what they wanted? Was to turn it into like Africa, where you've got, people having their heads cut off and being burned and drowned and just, mass murder? Because that's the direction it's going. We had an officer right here in the United States of America being hacked by an axe. Now, you may think that when the Bible, in the book of Revelation, it talks about beheadings, that it's going to be this clean thing where you go up and you have your head cut off on a guillotine. No. You look up that word in the original Greek, and it is the word, it actually means to have your head cut off with an axe. Go look it up yourself. This is not a clean thing, people. This is barbaric. This is savage. These guys, these beast-like, savages, are no different than the Indians that were here in the United States that, ran around with axes and scalped people. We're dealing with an ideology that doesn't have any value for human life, has no value for the sanctity of life, people. And never mind your life, they don't have any value for their own life. And that's what we're dealing with. That's the ideology we're dealing with. When you're dealing with an ideology where they don't care about their own life, and they strap bombs onto themselves, and they strap bombs on their children, how do you fight that? How do you deal with somebody that doesn't care about their own life? I mean, Pearl Harbor. We had Japs that were flying their planes into aircraft carriers. When you have that mentality, when you have that ideology, when you've got that kind of an enemy, it's difficult to fight a war like that because they don't care about themselves. They don't care about their life. And that's what we're dealing with, because we've got soldiers in the military in the United States of America that we've got SEALs coming back saying, "Oh, I always knew I was a woman." And you go over to these countries like China, and you go over to Russia, and you go over to these, you're not going to see any homosexuals in their military. You're not going to see any pansies. You're not going to see any cowards. You go over to China. You try to find a homosexual marching in their military. You go over to Russia and see if you can find a homosexual marching in their military. I'm telling you, folks, something's happening in the United States of America, and we better wake up because it's coming fast. And I'm telling you, folks, it's not slowing down. This thing is coming so fast. This country's coming down. This country's being destroyed. You won't find homosexuals marching in their military. In fact, you won't find women marching in the military over there in China. I don't know. Have you ever watched how they march? It's almost not even human. I've never seen anything like it. The way that the discipline in China, I mean, we don't have soldiers like that today. The closest we had to that was Marines. And the Marines today, a lot of them, I don't want to say all of them, but a lot of them are not even men anymore. And I don't mean they're women. I mean they're not masculine. They're not men. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with almost a worship of effeminates, to be feminine. I about vomited when I heard about this big, strong SEAL coming back saying, "I always knew I was a female." And then we just we're passing laws now with the military. Now they can have transgenders in the military. Dear God. And while Russia was building up their arsenal, while they were building up their nuclear weapons stockpile, while they were building their nuclear subs, the United States under Bill Clinton was disarming. And all in the name of peace. Russia was building up. Yeah. I know you're not used to the truth, but for what it's worth, there you have it. I think we're beyond impeaching Obama. I think we need to arrest him.